Good afternoon, everyone. As Louis said, my name's Graham Head. I'm responsible for a manufacturing company, plastic blow molding company. We employ about 750 people, I think. And I just want to share quickly, before Dina chases me, what my experiences were in terms of my partnership. I think the first thing that happened to me was that I became very much face-to-face with the reality that Trevor's been talking about. We've all heard the statistics, we've heard about how bad things are, but actually until we are face-to-face right there, we don't really understand them, they're just statistics. And I could have found many pictures like this of schools under trees, schools without toilets, just demonstrating a dysfunctional system. I think for me as well, it highlighted just how we do live in two different worlds. There's the leafy suburbs on the left and the dusty townships on the right, and very seldom do we cross over. And I think very often people really want to get involved and really want to cross over, but they are inhibited by maybe fear, maybe don't know what to do, don't know how to get involved, may have been disillusioned by some of the stuff they have been involved in, and so good intentions never actually end up in any work. So a third thing which was really amazing for me was the training that we have, the 5 days as part of the program that we have with our principals. Certainly for me, they were the most impactful training that I've ever had. I've been on many courses, business courses, but none of them were as impactful as these courses, and I think it was mainly because we were taken right out of our comfort zones and sitting face to face with people that we would otherwise never interact with. And it's really changed the way I think about my business. It's changed the way it's changed what I perceive to be the challenges in the business. And a lot of what I learned there, I'm now trying to take back into our business. The Partners for Possibility program is a roll up your sleeves and get involved process. It demands quite a lot of time, but every minute is very well worth the time. And I think the fact that it is so structured is what gives you the ability to work through this thing and learn from each other, and is what makes it a successful program. One of the greatest things is I have now a wonderful friendship with an absolutely remarkable woman. My principal, Elizabeth Masemola, it's Zonke Sizwe's senior school. She's got 1,400 at last count. She told me last week there's now 1,550 people in the school. I think they were built for about 1,100. She has been an inspiration to me in terms of what she has to deal with, how she has to operate, and the conditions under which she operates. I've got an HR team, a finance team, a production team, every kind of team that you want to help me do my business. She has to do that all on her own. I've got authority in my business. She doesn't really have authority because the authority goes through the district. So she could have teachers that are giving her a hard time, and she's a consultant. She has to take them along as a consultant rather than in any other way. And then I think one of the most special things is meeting these kids. These are 6 kids that we've met as a result of our interaction in the PFP process. The 2 kids, the one on the left, Sibusiso and Sizwe, they both got 97 and 94, I think, for maths and science. So now this comes out of a township school with 0 resources. They got a government bursary for 40,000 Rand because they came first in class, but they live in Zonke Sizwe. So they've enrolled at Wits, engineering degrees, but they've got to travel 4 hours a day in a taxi to and from varsity. So they're going to drop out. there's no ways you can do those courses and spend 4 hours in a taxi. So the 40,000 Rand is there, it's good, right motivation and everything, but not thought through right to the end. So we've helped them with some accommodation, and that 40 now won't get wasted in terms of each of them. Little things. One of them, he had money for a computer from the government, but he was 600 Rand short. So he couldn't get his computer because he could not raise that 600 Rand. Nombulelo, this young lady over here, we were able to help her with a bursary, and we thought we'd done everything, you know, paid the residence, paid tuition, paid flat for her and all the rest. And then we found that she doesn't have any money for food. So I actually got an SMS from her today saying, please, Mr. Graham, is it possible to give me some money for food? And her parents are unable to support her at the moment because they've lost, her sister's lost her job. So this is very much what Trevor was talking about. These kids are trapped in that sort of, in poverty, which we don't even understand. It's particularly relevant for me because I've got 2 kids at varsity, and they've got cars, and they've got an allowance, and they've got tutors if they need tutors, and they've got everything else if they need that. And these kids are actually kicking their butts in terms of their marks. And this other guy, Mbongeseni, he won a maths prize, and he's been in Armenia for 2 years, but he didn't have the money for the flight to get there. We thought, okay, we'll help him with the money, and then maybe he'll come and work for us. It's a bit arrogant to think that he wants to be a nuclear physicist. He's so far above us, it's just... but he's now going to America for 4 years, so on a maths scholarship. So these are the kids which are trapped in that poverty level where they can't get out. And it's been an absolutely rewarding thing for me to be able to get involved with them. I'm getting the signs now, so I need to hurry up. And I think the last thing is I really think that PFP is an antibiotic, and I hope I spelt it right. It's not a bandage. It's not something where we're just trying to cover the wound and hope to keep it clean and not too messy. It's an antibiotic or an injection which goes in at the base, and I really, really do believe that it makes an enormous difference in every single one of the partnerships. Certainly the guys I've been involved with, anytime I go to a meeting, even though I know what to expect, I'm blown away by what the guys are doing and the partnerships that have formed. Okay, my time's up. I've got one more slide. I think right now we look at what's going on in the country, a little bit of despair and bemusement, I think, but I do feel that we're a resilient nation, and that if enough of us can just get stuck in and roll up our sleeves, that hard work will pay off, and that we will prevail in the end. And fixing one school at a time, I think PFP, I can't think of a better way of doing it. And I'm not paid to say that. So.